Wildfires have ravaged parts of Los Angeles, California, with at least 16 people dead, thousands of homes, businesses, schools, and churches leveled, and more than 150,000 people under evacuation orders.
미국 캘리포니아주 로스앤젤레스 일부 지역에서 산불 피해가 계속되고 있는 가운데 지금까지 최소 16명의 사망자가 발생했고 수천 채의 주택과 기업, 학교, 교회가 무너졌으며 15만 명 이상의 주민들에게 대피 명령이 내려졌습니다. Wow, this is a very serious situation here.
Yeah, and this is a story that really hits home for me as well. My sister lives in Los Angeles. I still have many friends that live there, and a couple of them have had to evacuate from their homes because this is turning out to be the deadliest sort of wildfire, I'd say monetarily, just in terms of the yardage and the amount of destruction that these blazes have occurred. So the two main ones, there's the Palisades fire, which is along sort of the coastline in the city of Pacific Palisades, coming down, I believe Brentwood is also getting a little bit of it, in Santa Monica, and also a little more to the east, inland more, you have the Eaton fire. And currently, the Eaton fire is about 15% contained, nearly 14,000 acres, which is about 56.6 square kilometers, about 20 times the size of Yeouido has been consumed. Just this one fire. And then over in the Pacific Palisades, it's 11% contained, 23,000 acres have been burned, more than 5,000 structures. And this is getting a lot of headline, not just for the disaster itself. Los Angeles is very prone, and just California in general is very prone to wildfires. It has a very dry climate.
Yeah.
And I think it was the perfect combination of the winds, the dry climate, and say what you will, it's still too early to talk about the cause, I think, because they're still trying to battle this. But a lot of people have really lost their homes, and it's really sad.
It is indeed. 자, 좀 전에 그 여의도의 20배 정도 면적이 지금 이 산불 피해를 입었다라고 말씀하셨는데요. 그 서울 면적이 4분의 1 정도입니다. 상당히 큰 면적이 지금 이렇게 피해를 입은 상태인데 끝난 게 아니고요. LA 산불이 계속해서 확산을 하고 있습니다.
Yep.
그리고 또 앞서서 나한테도 좀 와닿는 스토리다, 나랑도 관련이 있는 스토리다 하시면서 쓰셨던 영어 표현 It hits home.
Yeah.
이 표현을 여러분도 한번 활용을 해보시면 좋을 것 같은데 나한테도 좀 와닿는 뭔가 나랑 관련이 있을 때 쓰는 표현인 거죠.
Right. I have a personal connection to it.
그렇습니다. It hits home. All right. Let's have a look at the word ravage.
Yeah, so if something ravages something, it wreaks havoc on it. It affects it destructively.
Yeah.
So when something's destroyed, and typically with fires, we use this verb. So the fire's ravaged through a town, through a city,
Yeah.
for example.
R-A-V-A-G-E, 황폐하게 만들다. And to level.
Yeah, normally to level means to create even with the ground, perhaps. But in this case, we're talking about how buildings are leveled. Similar to ravage, it means they're destroyed,
Yeah.
demolished, wrecked.
맞아요. demolished하고 wrecked라는 표현도 다 비슷한 건데 역시 이제 황폐하게 만들었다는 뉘앙스고요. level이라는 거는 사실 평평하게 만들다라는 의미가 있기 때문에 건물이 무너졌다라는 의미로 보실 수 있습니다. 건물이 이게 평평하다는 게 그 수평을 말하는 게 아니고요.
Right.
원래는 높게 치솟아 올라야 되는 것이 납작해졌다 의미거든요. 그래서 무너졌다 이런 의미입니다.
You can use it in terms of when you're doing construction, or if you're a camera person, when you have your tripod, you need to level it
Yeah.
to make sure it's parallel to the ground here. But in this case, it's a different meaning. And this story really hits home for Koreans as well, because there's a big Korean population,
Yeah.
of course, in Southern California.
Sure.
Reports say that former major leaguer Park Chan-ho, his house was also affected by these fires as well. His house was in the Pacific Palisades, I believe. As with many other celebrities live in this area.
그래요. 아이고. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. Wildfires have ravaged parts of Los Angeles, California, with at least 16 people dead, thousands of homes, businesses, schools, and churches leveled, and more than 150,000 people under evacuation orders. Let's move on to the next headline.
The World Meteorological Organization has confirmed that 2024 was the warmest year on record based on 6 international data sets, with the past 10 years all ranking in the top 10 in an unprecedented streak of record-breaking temperatures.
세계 기상기구는 6개의 기상 관측기구로부터 받은 관측 자료를 토대로 2024년이 기후 관측 역사상 가장 뜨거웠던 해였으며 전례 없는 기록적인 기온이 이어지면서 지난 10년이 지구가 가장 뜨거웠던 해 상위 10위권을 모두 차지한다고 밝혔습니다. It was hot last year and the year before and the year before that.
And the data supports that. Last year was the first year where the average temperature was more than 1.5 degrees higher than the average between 1850 and 1900.
Oh my goodness.
So if we go back more than a century, the global average or the global mean temperature then compared to then last year was 1.5 degrees hotter than that.
And that's quite significant.
And a lot of scientists will say that that 1.5 degrees is the threshold. It's sort of the big red flag where you're reaching this point of no return and something needs to be done.
And we all felt it.
Yeah, especially here in Korea, if you remember, last summer was extremely hot. I remember not just temperature-wise, but just how long the heat spell was. So, yeah, say what you will.
All right, what's a data set?
Yeah, so this study took information or data from 6 different agencies, from an agency in Europe, Japan, the US, the UK, and 2 other nonprofits. So a data set would be a sort of a collection of information or data taken from a single source intended for a single project.
데이터의 집합이라고 볼 수 있겠네요. 외래어 그대로 보면은 데이터 세트. 이런 건데 이제 한 단어입니다. 영어에서는 이제 여러 데이터들을 모아놓은 그런 이제 집합 데이터. 그것이 또 역시 여러 개가 모여서 이렇게 종합적으로 결과가 나온 거죠.
And you hear this a lot these days with AI because AI is self-learning and it needs data sets to learn.
I see. What about the word unprecedented?
If something's unprecedented, it's exceptional, it's unrivaled. It means there's no precedent. It's never been done before. So it's original.
전례가 없다. 전에는 이런 적이 없었다. 이럴 때 it's unprecedented. U-N-P-R-E-C-E-D-E-N-T-E-D.
Right. And you hear this in the judicial system a lot where court cases have judges go by precedents, right? Based on past rulings.
맞아요. 법정에서 선례를 보고 그다음에 그걸
판례,
가지고 판례,
right, yeah.
선례 이런 것들을 보고 나서 또 이제 앞으로 이번 사건은 어떻게 판결이 날 것인지 어느 정도 판단을 할 수 있는데 그런 판례들, 선례들 그게 이제 precedente입니다. 근데 unprecedented 하면은 선례가 없는 거예요. 이런
Right.
판례는 존재하지 않아요. 네, 그전에는 이런 사건이 없었다. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. The World Meteorological Organization has confirmed that 2024 was the warmest year on record based on 6 international data sets, with the past 10 years all ranking in the top 10 in an unprecedented streak of record-breaking temperatures. Let's move on to the final headline.
A new study suggests that people who drink coffee in the morning may have a lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease compared to those who consume coffee throughout the day or don't drink it at all.
아침에 커피를 마시는 사람은 하루 종일 커피를 마시거나 전혀 마시지 않는 사람에 비해서 심혈관 질환으로 인한 사망 위험이 낮을 수 있다는 새로운 연구 결과가 나왔습니다. And as you explain this, let me just drink my morning coffee.
There you go. It's okay to drink it in the morning,
Okay.
but it doesn't mean that drinking it throughout the day is bad for you necessarily either, because researchers found that doing so throughout the day saw no reduction in risk for all-day drinkers compared to non-coffee drinkers. So the non-coffee drinker would be the base here in comparison. Whereas if you drink it in the morning, that means you're 16% less likely to die and 31% less likely to die from heart disease. And the reason is there's two sort of explanations that scientists are saying is because if you drink it in the morning or evening, it could disrupt your circadian rhythm, sort of your body's biorhythm or your just how your body is wired. And also it could affect your levels of hormones like melatonin. So drinking it throughout the day isn't necessarily bad, but if you drink it just in the morning, then it could reduce sort of these cardiovascular diseases.
네, 하루 종일 마시거나 아예 안 마시는 것에 비해서 이번 연구 결과 아침에 커피를 마시는 것이 이제 심혈관 질환으로 인한 사망 위험을 한 16% 정도라고 했나요? 네, 그 정도 낮춘다라는 이제 연구 결과가 나왔습니다. 뭐 그렇다고 해서 반드시 100% 이런다라고 말할 수는 없지만 이럴 수도 있다. 저녁 때 커피를 마시는 것이 우리 생체 리듬을 깬다라는 거는 우리가 익히 알고 있는 사실이죠. 생체 리듬을 영어로는 circadian rhythm 아니면 biorhythm 이렇게 표현을 합니다. Alright. To consume something. Let's look
Yeah,
at
when
that.
you consume something, you simply eat it or drink
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
right? It's a fancy way of saying that, or ingest something.
우리 소비하다로 알고 있잖아요. 근데 음식을 섭취하는 것도 영어로 consume이라고 표현을 합니다. 그래서 커피 마시는 거 역시 consume coffee 이렇게 표현할 수 있고요. At all.
At all, it means in any way, to any extent. It's used as emphasis. So if I could say I don't drink coffee, but if I say I don't drink coffee at all, that means I'm emphasizing that.
전혀 이런 뜻이죠. 그래서 I don't drink 이러면은 난 술을 안 마신다. I don't drink coffee 그럼 난 커피를 안 마신다. 뒤에다가 at all 붙이면은 전혀 안 마신다라고
Yeah.
강조가 되는 겁니다.
Yeah.
네. 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. A new study suggests that people who drink coffee in the morning may have a lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease compared to those who consume coffee throughout the day or don't drink it at all. All right, well, that's it for our headlines with Shane.